Alright, what's going on, guys? Sam here, back with a video, and today we got two interesting blogs or posts from 2K. We got a patch 1.04, patch 3 it says, but I'm pretty sure it's 04. Either way, it's third patch that we've got to the game, and let's be honest, it's bad. It's not very good, because we can't even play online right now. That's why I'm even making this video in the first place, because I can't play online and I can't stream. So hopefully that's fixed later and you guys can come out to the stream later today, but as of right now, I can't play online, so we're going to go ahead and go through the patch changes, or at least what it was supposed to fix, and then the next gen trailer we got today. So, starting with the patch, we're going to skip right to the MyTeam stuff. Basically, they said they're preparing for the second season of MyTeam and the 250K tournament this weekend, which hopefully this online stuff is fixed by then. They also added general improvements to the exchange, which I've already gone through and looked at the exchange. I don't think they changed anything at all, but I assume that's probably regarding what they're going to add to it in Season 2, so it's good. I guess they're preparing for that. They also added a warning message when you're skipping a silver or gold badge. You know, you're applying a Hall of Fame badge. I've never heard anyone accidentally applying a Hall of Fame badge, and it hasn't happened to me, but I'm sure it's happened to someone out there, so it's probably good that they have that warning system in the game. So good on them for that. And then they also addressed an issue when player cards appeared on ball drop boards, so I don't really know what that's about. And quickly, before we get into just the other changes, I'm going to hop into the actual game here and show you guys just the other things that they didn't mention in the patch that are in the game. And basically, I think the sticking card issue has been fixed. I can't confirm because I haven't been done any sniping, but I'm pretty sure that's fixed. Let me know in the comments below if I'm wrong. But the other thing that they quote-unquote fixed, but they didn't, guys, the badges, oh my gosh. You can sort by color now, okay? This is great. Like, look, oh my god. You can search by silver and gold. But can you search by bronze? Can you search by bronze? Oh, okay, I guess you can. Okay, so let's go. Let's do badges, bronze. Let's go. Let's look up. You know what? I want a difficult shots badge. Oh, so it's broken now. If you guys can't tell, you can't search by badge name now or badge type. Like, you can search by color, but you can't search by the badge name. So one step forward, two steps back. So basically, you still have to search for badges in your collection. That's pretty much the only thing I noticed in game, other than obviously the server's not working today, and I guess they had an event, but we can't even do the event because you can't get online and play games. Apparently, you're just getting error codes. So thought I'd mention that quickly before we move on to just the other things that they patched, and basically just some general things. It doesn't really regard MyTeam. They're getting really ready for Halloween in the park. That's great. And then just some gameplay adjustments. I guess this does affect MyTeam. They adjusted to make set screen movements more realistic, so that's good. Screens did feel kind of iffy at times. They also changed the shot aiming system to prevent modded controller abuse. This is huge, so hopefully that's true, and we're not going to have people with modded controllers for the 250K tournament. That's great. And then they also made it so for you guys who've been playing triple threat and you go to call a screen and you want to switch from a roll to a fade, and then you hit L3, obviously, at least if you're on PlayStation, maybe it's L3, maybe that's what it's called on Xbox too, and you hit L3 and then you do like a fancy dribble move and then you lose the ball. That's out of the game now unless you have Hall of Fame tight handles on, so that's good until that's good in the game until we get, you know, goated players with, you know, a bunch of players that have Hall of Fame tight handles, and maybe there's a couple right now that have tight handles. I'm not really sure. Maybe Kyrie Irving does. I don't know. But basically, this is good because in triple threat, it's really, really annoying when you're calling for a screen. You just want to do a simple pick and roll, and you do a fancy dribble move, and you're like, yo, I just want to stand here and wait for the screen. So I'm glad that they added that. Definitely kind of cool that you have to have Hall of Fame, but I guess in MyTeam, once we start getting badges, you know, you can't take badges off players, so I can see that being a problem down the line. But for right now, I guess that's a quick fix. So that's pretty much the patch we got today. I'm going to give it a solid 2 out of 10. Like, oh man, oh my god, it's just not, it's a typical 2K patch. Like, it fixes some things, but then destroys some other things. So hopefully they get the online stuff fixed, and hopefully they fix the auction house or the badge stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. So let's just go ahead and move on to the next gen information. So this is, you know, this is talking about just PS5 and Xbox next gen stuff right here. So I highlighted some important things. The first thing is the pro stick shooting, or the pro stick shooting shot arc control, which they're adding another element, and you guys can see a little video here. They're adding another element to right stick shooting, And basically, the speed of your pro stick movement dictates whether the ideal aim point skews to the left or right. So from that, I think they're going back to the second patch pro stick shooting, if that makes sense, or the first. I think it was the first patch. Sorry, if you guys even know what I'm talking about. Basically, when you aim with the right stick, if you pull down too quickly, it goes to the right or left. So I think they're implementing that again, which as a stick shooter myself, I'm not really a fan of that, but I guess I'll get used to it again. But then the main thing, the shot arc control, basically slow flicks. If you flick down slowly, it'll give you a high arcing shot, which is here on the right side. And then if you flick down really quickly, it'll be a flat shot. So obviously you want a higher arcing shot, has a better chance of going in and a less chance of getting blocked. So definitely kind of a cool aspect. I mean, right now in my head I'm like, oh my gosh, another aspect that I have to master. But I guess it does create a skill gap, and I don't know. I was one to complain about the pro stick, but look at me now. I'm using it and I love it. So that's definitely going to be interesting to check out. They added bank shots, or bank shots have been in the game. They made it a little bit easier, I guess, to do bank shots, but I'm not going to touch too much on that just because I know not a lot of people really care about the bank shots. They've also added an arrowhead to the aiming, so you can see the shot meter here, which I will say that DBG made a good point of this. Not everyone's colorblind, obviously, but people who are colorblind, I guess this blue is going to bug them, or at least for some people that are colorblind. So hopefully you can change the color of the shot meter. Otherwise, you have no idea where to aim. But basically, you can see the arrowhead here. Can I pause it? Let's see. Yeah, I can pause it. You can see, I guess, the ideal aiming point. I thought this was already in the game, but maybe not. Basically, you can just see the new shot meter, and I have no complaints about it. Some people really hate it. Some people really love the new one this year. But to me, I'm really indifferent about it. So that's what the shot meter looks like. They also added a touch around the rim, if that makes sense. So basically, I'm just going to read what I highlighted here, and you can read the rest. And I will say, I'm going to link the patch notes and this article in the description or in the comments if you guys want to check this out yourself. But basically, they're going to make it a little bit easier. Not easier. They're going to add a skill gap, even larger skill gap for layups around the rim if you decide to turn on layup timing. And basically in the current gen right now, they reduced the effect of aiming with the right stick layups because they didn't want people to get frustrated. But now in next gen, they're going to disable the layup timing on the shot button by default, so most players can focus on taking it to the rim without the right players at the right time. Does that even make sense? Taking it to the rim with the right players at the right time. Okay, so basically what I got from this is if you have the shot timing on and you master that, you can hit some pretty ridiculous layups. And I think that's going to be on by default, but you can obviously decide to turn that off. So I don't know. What I got from this was they realized that we didn't like this in current gen, so they made it easier for us. But in next gen, it's going to be harder off the rip unless you turn it off or you decide to master it. So they also improved the layups in general. They said their engineers spent a lot of time basically but detect defensive threats and smartly choose the most open spot to layup when standing under the hoop. Man, I'm having a hard time reading this, but basically, I'm going to paraphrase. Basically, around the rim, instead of just getting random layup animations, they kind of engineered it, and especially, again, if you're using the pro stick and you're using it in the proper direction, basically, you can decide which side you finish the layup on, and you have just a little bit more control. There's less randomness when it comes to finishing around the rim. So, if you're on the right side and your opponent's on the left, you're not going to get a random animation where you do the layup on the left and then you get blocked. So that's what I got from this. They also said you'll notice a great new content, including standing layups, advanced hop step, euro spin, and quick floaters to beat the buzzer. So that's good. Always good to see more layup animations in the game and just having more control over your player. They also said shot creators, there's going to be some new animations like LeBron James and Luka Doncic, for an example, and basically there's going to be two types of pull-up jumpers, not just one. There's going to be one where it's very controlled and you have a better chance of it going in. You set your feet, and then there's also going to be high momentum pull-ups, like for example they were talking about like Kobe or MJ here, where you're going faster and it's probably tougher to knock down the shot, but it's going to be obviously a quicker shot. So that's kind of cool to hear. Again, more control for your player if you're the type to want to master the controls and just be able to hit your opponent with different moves. That's nice to see. And we got some cool footage here of LeBron James, and I will say this game looks beautiful. LeBron James, that looks so realistic in my opinion. And here, wow, this is actually the biggest thing that I'm not the biggest thing I'm most excited for, but this is definitely a nice touch. 3-point line recognition. Basically, again, I'm going to paraphrase. You know how in my team, players like Paul Pierce, I think Carmelo Anthony, those two, I think there's a couple more, but Paul Pierce and Carmelo Anthony, you know, they're good cards, but people don't like them because in the corners, you know, you step over the line. Basically, they redid it, and they said basically in the past you'd either slide back for the 3-point shot, which looked pretty bad, or you'd step on the line for a long two. So basically, they reworked it so Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, and who's the other guy I just said? Carmelo, Paul Pierce, LeBron James. You know, you're not going to be stepping over the line for a 3. So that is definitely huge. LeBron James, welcome to the team. I'm going to be using him more since I'm going to be able to not step over the line. Love seeing that. And then let's see, size up, speed control. Again, this is for you dribble guys out there. I'm going to try to learn to be a better dribbler myself, but basically what I got from this is you can control the speed of your size up. So if you slowly flick, it'll be slower. If you quickly flick, it'll be quicker when you size up. That's definitely cool to see. And then they said they added more ankle breaker animations in the game. And again, this probably applies to my team, but mostly more to Park. They talked about the L2 step back sauce movement. I don't know, like a step back right here. That's definitely cool. I'll have you guys read more on that. If you're a dribble guy, Park handles, they added, okay, we already covered this in the patch, so it's good. They're going to apply the same thing to next gen. And then triple threat, this is huge for me. Triple threat and passing, both these things really I'm glad to see this. Basically, triple threat, you have more control over your player when doing triple threat size ups. We're not talking about the game mode, by the way. We're talking about triple threat position, and you can, you know, jab step, and basically you have full control of both the direction and the speed of your rocker, step backs, and jab fakes by how slowly or how quickly you flick the stick. So that's definitely nice. I definitely utilize the triple threat animations in the game, and I'm glad to see there's going to be more control for that going into next gen. And then also they added more passes, and specifically they added more alley-oops. You can alley-oop it off the backboard to your teammate. You can do a bounce alley-oop like Curry did to Giannis in the All-Star game. And they just added a bunch of new alley-oop animations, which is great. And then I thought this was definitely worth covering too. If you guys thought the passing was slow and the catch animations and stuff are bad in current gen, which I think they are too, basically Mike Wang here is saying that the pass accuracy and transition passes and the catches and just the general movement are better. So glad to hear that. Hopefully that's true. Catch reliability, that definitely caught my attention too. I don't want my players, you know, fumbling the ball once they catch it, so that's great. And then he says passing and catching feel fantastic in next gen. It's definitely going to open up the floor and reward teammates that move the ball effectively. And that's basically my favorite style of basketball, where you move the ball effectively. So basically, guys, that sums up the blog. Again, if you want to read more, and I didn't, because I definitely didn't read every single thing and go into super detail about everything, just the main things that would affect us, my team, guys. I will leave a link in the description and in the comments. But yeah, guys, if you made it this far and you're new, go ahead, subscribe, hit the like button as well, especially if you aren't new, because you know that helps out the videos. And yeah, hopefully the online stuff is fixed later today so I can stream. And if not, then I don't know, we're gonna have to do some friendlies or something. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.